Hi all, welcome to my channel. Um, Today I'm going to discuss about a low-level designing question called multiplayer bowling alley. Before that, a small introduction about my channel and what I'm teaching in this channel. So I'm consistently uploading the basically software design interview questions and also low-level design questions. So these are the low-level design playlist which I was recently have uploaded like Snake and Ladder, Splitwise, Parking Lot, and recent my experience with Flipkart, Tic Tac Toe against Snake and Ladder, which is another interview question asked in me, like a somewhat optimized version of Snake and Ladder. And I have another playlist is there, which is like SD interview series. Which in this SD interview series, I'm going to I'm sharing my previous interviews, whatever questions I asked in my previous interviews. I'm sharing all those questions, and also I was sharing real interviews. I have like recorded live interviews. So those videos also I was consistently uploading. So if you feel those will help you, so you can like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you can get the new notifications without any delay. So let's get started. The today's topic is called low-level designing of multi-layer bowling alley. Um, okay, so this is like basically in malls or in basically like we will play the multiplayer bowling alley, right? So basically we have like around 10 pins are there. So we have some certain chances are there. So we need to while bowling the while rolling that ball, we need to down the those pins which is standing. So and there are certain constraints are there in the particular game. So first is like it has two things called spark and strikes are there. So yeah, before explaining those things, I'll explain line by line so that you guys can get the clear idea on that. So so during the game, players and the score will be maintained and shown by system, and the winner will be declared at the end of the game. Likewise, multiple games can be played parallelly on multiple lanes. Hmm. So here is like a game constant of 10 sets as shown in the attachment. Okay, this is like basically 10 sets, which means like so this is a set and this is a set, this is a set. Likewise, we have 10 sets are there. At the end set, we have three tries are there. In each set, we have two tries are there. In each set, the player has two opportunities to knock down the 10 pins. The score for a set is a total number of pins knocked down plus bonus for strike and spare. So let's say what are the bonuses? A spare is when the player knocked down all 10 pins in the two tries. Um, if there is spare, the player will get 5 bonus points. Let's say in the first strike itself, he the person able to down the all the 10 pins, right? That is nothing but strike. The player get the 10 bonus points. So the final 10th set, where who rolls the spare or strike is allowed to roll the extra ball. So whenever so let's say like in the final set, right? So basically final set contains two values only, but if final set either combine to become a spare or a single try become a strike, right? The person will get the extra try to roll a dice to roll a ball. However, only maximum of three balls can be rolled in the final set. So at max we have three. So if we consider this as a fixed constraint, right? So which means like total we have like 21 indexes are there. Let's consider this as an array. So we have 21 indexes are there. So each is from 0 to 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 to the 20, 20 plus 1 extra 1 equals 21. So if you understand like let us understand the example. So the attachment, the player knock one pin in the first try. So and fourth pin in the second try. Total sum is like 5. The next set the player knock 4 and at 5 at second time. Total is 9. So 9 plus 5 is 14. Similarly, player knock 6 and then he done the so after knocking the 6 in first try, right, then remaining 4 in the second try, which means total combined together is 10, right, which means spare. So 6 plus 10 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 14 is 24, And for the spare, he got an extra bonus called 5 points as bonus points. So 24 plus 5 is 29. So likewise, he got played. So if you see this one, right, this is basically during the first try itself. First try itself, he the person make down all the 10 pins. So which is something like strike actually. Strike means 10. So 10 plus we got extra bonus called 10 points. So here we'll get the 20 will be added over there. 44 plus 20 equals 64. So likewise, it was added, and after completion of all the 21 array indexes, right? So at last it has like 136 is the total points for the particular player. Yeah. So here make sure the code is modular, extensible, and following the OOPS best practices. So for the purpose of implementation, you can take the random number, like we can with the help of math.random function, we can generate the random values. So instead of playing real player, we can use the simulation. We should be able to easily plug in different strategies for score calculations. We should be able to add more strategies. Here basically strategies it's a kind of design pattern which we basically use in day-to-day life when we're implementing any during OOPS concepts, right? The strategy pattern will come into picture. So yeah, so this is the problem statement. I attached the problem statement in my GitHub channel as a problem statement. I attached the code also. You can go through the code and also problem statement also. So I'm going to explain the how I designed. Maybe this is not a good solution or optimizer one. You can so that you'll get some idea, like so that you can enhance this one. So first this is the driver function or main function. It initially I taken only 2 players. You can take as many players you want. As I have one service called bowling game service. So the service will basically constructor initialize all the list of players. So bowling game service dot I have one more publicly faced function called start game, and finally we have one more service called get winner. So these are the 2 publicly exposed functions are there for the bowling gaming service. So first let's check what are the models which I was implemented. So first is like player. So player is basically has the player ID, and player basically has a player name, and player has the scoreboard. So each player has scoreboard, right? So either we can make the scoreboard as another layer, removing from the player dependency, and make it as double score to just have the score value itself player, and we can make scoreboard as a separate entity, and we can maintain a hash map like player ID comma what is the scoreboard. So for the timing, I just make the scoreboard inside the player itself. It's completely up to you how you want to design. So I was initializing through constructor ID, player name, and isWin, and also scoreboard. So these are like getter setters, and finally I'm returning the 2 strings. So when we are printing the get winner, right? So we are printing this particular string object of the particular player. So the ID, player name, score, and isWin. So second model I had designed is like this is the enum, which is basically has that we have 2 strategies are there, right? One is like a spark, and second thing is strike. So they have clearly asked us to mention a strategy pattern like strike and spare. In future they want to add extra things. So that's why I have created an enum. So strike and spare. In future you can add extra. It is basically extensible. Like you can add as many you want. So let's see how we implement this strategy pattern. So let's have the strategy. Strategy has one function called bonus. So that is nothing but either spare or strike. We have bonus is there, right? So that is a strategy pattern. This is interface. This has like implementing two classes. One is like spare strategy, which has like a spare bonus is 5, and this bonus value is simply written the spare bonus. And second thing is strike strategy, which has like strike bonus is 10, right? So this simple bonus function will return the strike bonus. And we have default strategy, which is basically returning the 1 itself, only 1 point. So these are like strategies, right? So to get whatever, so based on this particular enum value, we need to get any of the particular. So if the enum while executing the program, right, if you have the if you got the spare, right, we need to get this particular function, we need to get the constructor, we need to get this function object, and also we need to call this particular method, right. So for that purpose we have implemented the factory pattern, basically called bonus factory. In the bonus factory we have called get strategy is there. So in the get strategy we just passed the bonus enum. So based upon the if bonus is equals to spare, right, I was returning the spare strategy class. If it is a strike, I was returning the strike strategy. If it is default, otherwise I'm returning the default strategy. So yeah, so this is like a factory pattern. Depending upon the during runtime, I was returning whatever strategy the program wants. And second thing is like a scoreboard, right? So in the player, I have attached the dependency of scoreboard dependency. So scoreboard is an interface which has like rolling the ball, and also the particular score of the scoreboard. This rolling the ball will takes the number of pins it needs to be down. So it has an implementation is there. So you implement scoreboard. So 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 I have one more method called constants. So total pins is 10 and maximum rolls is 21. So because why? Because here if you mention, right, so this max is 21. So if it may be 20, but if the last set is like the last set is like greater than 1, right? If last set has a strike or spare, then it will be increased to 21, right? So that's why I take a max rolls as 21 and total pins as 10. So if you go to scoreboard IMPL, I was initializing the constructor because because they want the history also, like each player, right? So they want the each player history like this. If they want to, if they want to do the get board of the particular player, he needs to get this complete history. So that's why I was storing the complete history in the roles array. See this roles array initializing through constructor, which is like max roles is 21, right? So current roll is 0, which is nothing but there is no rollable. So while rolling so every time when this roll function call, it will basically just increment this index and also added that number of pins over there. It apart from that nothing else, like it just added it will just store those values here. That's it. Like I'll explain like if what happen if you have strike and if you have strikes. So which means we need to skip if you have strike, right, in the first single rate itself, we will make 10, we will make down the 10 pins. Then we need to skip this particular extra. We need to increment instead of +1 and increment the +2. I'll explain how I have achieved that one. So before that, in the last one is there, right? So last one is like, well, combination of -1 and -2 should be, if it is greater than 10, which means like I was returning otherwise I was just incrementing this one. So yeah, this score we will discuss later. Like so first is like, let's say we have a bowling game service is there, which has like list of players and also player called who is the winner. But just keep tracking the maximum score winner player. So to get the order of one operation when we call the get winner. So here is the start game. It has like 2 public available functions called get winner and start game, and 2 private functions called take shot and also refill the pins. So here it has the int max score is 0, and I'm iterating from total number of players. So one player will done. So players will basically do in a sequential manner, like so initially standing pins are 10. So it will iterate from I equals 0 to I less than 21 to I plus plus index plus plus. So first we'll take a shot, like basically it's take the math row at random start standing pins 10 plus 1. So it will give the value in between 0 to 10. So once we got this number, right, so we need to decrement from the actual standing pins. So standing pins minus equals to number of pins. So if we got some value, let us assume we got 5. So 10 minus 5 is there. So here actually each basically sets are like 2, right? So we are checking like index percentage 2 equals to 0. If it is equals to 0, right, just we are updating basically row the particular score of the particular role in the dot role function. This one. If it is, let's say, if it is if the index is odd, right, we will check like okay, if the index is odd, we need to check the particular pin, the standing pins becomes 0 or not, which means nothing but this is 0. Let us assume this is 0, which is when the index percentage 2 equals 0, which means like the if loop will be executed, and this is like odd value, right? So when during odd value we need to check like all the standing pins is like 0 or not, because if it is strike, right, we need to increment instead of index plus as it is going on, right, we need to make it as index plus 2, which is nothing but if standing pins equals 0, we just make the index plus. And player dot get score dot roll number of pins, we just updated the pins over there. And after completion of this one, right, because this comes to 0, and also either it comes to 0, or if it is not 0, we need to update a number of pins down. Then at last we need to refill the pins of after completion of every set. When will be the every set will be completed, means after complete at the odd number. So that's why that refilling happening at the else loop, which is like odd value. So refill basically will return the app constant total pins, which is nothing but 10. So let's say if you go into the role, right, so when we want to calculate the score, right, how the score will be calculated. Till now this is only taking care of board but not score. Now this is the function which will take care about the board. So initial score is like total score. We need to calculate total score, right? Initially 0. Initially frames is like basically instead of calling as a frames, they mentioned as like a set, right? Each set. Yeah. Initially set equals to 0. So for int I equals to 0, I less than I plus, we are checking like if each strike, the particular index value is strike or not. So each strike, how I'm checking each strike is like if the roll dot is a particular roll value, the particular set value as 10 or not. If it is 10, I'm just here the bonus factory dot get strategy of strike dot bonus function. So this straight away this strike bonus function will be called and we'll get the 10 value. Yeah, I am adding the particular strike value plus 10 to the total score. Why I'm adding 10 means in this particular set each strike means all 2 pins got done, right? So which means the total pins value is basically 10. So yeah, this 10 plus this whatever bonus we want, like 10 plus 10 for strike 20. So that particular set got completed. The ending values is nothing but a 0 will be there. So we are making a set plus 2. So this particular set is completed. So again we will take like so likewise it will iterate because we have total, because in the problem statement we have total 10 sets are there, right? That is the reason of taking the less than 10. So we can make one more thing. So we can make the sets as a constant one. So we can total sets as 10. So total pins, total score plus total pins of in the particular set, which is nothing but 10 plus the strike bonus 10. So updating the score, and similarly if it is pair, similarly like 10 plus 5 and updating the score. So if it is not strike, if it is not spare, means that values will be less than 10, right? Basically we are taking from what are the values which are there in the roles, like a roll dot set plus roll dot set plus 1. I'm updating as plus 2. So this is basically as one set. So it will make it as so it has total 10 sets. In each set we have the 2 values. Likewise it will increment, at the last set value, either if it is pair or if it is if it actually if it is strike rate, he got one more value. Otherwise, in the particular one more value basically has a 0 because we are allocating till max rolls, right? It contains a 0. Suppose it has a suppose the person do the strike rate, he gets the updated values there. That value will be stored over here, and that particular value will be adding to the total score, and we are returning the total score. So we are returning the total score to the bowling game service. So this one total score is like here. After the completion of player, we are taking the final score and we keep tracking. Initially we make a final score is 0, right? Max score. So we are keep tracking the who is the winner. So while getting winner, we just make it as a winner player dot set win equals to true, and we're returning the winner player dot toString value. If the toString value basically return this particular winner object. So if let us suppose if I execute re-execute, right? So player 1 one second. Yeah, basically I have clicked this one's 2. Yeah, player 1 ID 1 score 104, he win. So if you are executing multiple times, depending on the random function, will be changing the score or will be changing the particular player also. Yeah, I think player 2 is not even winning actually. I don't know why. He's not interested to win. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now player 2 got win, so his score is 107. So this is the bowling game which actually I have, which I was thinking how to implement this one. So if you have any better design, please suggest it. This is the solution for the multiplayer bowling array. So so many people actually requested me like and in fact in almost in 3 interviews I got this particular question. One is like I think one is from Mindtickle, and second one is from FarmEasy. I forgot about third interview, like basically third one which I got. Yeah, so I think this is a bit important question, I think. So I have also other low level designing questions also, which is frequently asking in interviews. So you guys can read those interviews and also have live interviews. Yeah, that's it for today's tutorial. If you have any doubts, please post in the comment section, or you can reach me in my LinkedIn, which anyway I'll post in the description. So yeah, if you like the video, please subscribe, thumbs up, and please share it to your friends so that all will get benefited. Yeah, thank you.